Sometimes you see a batsman play one or two strokes as a youngster, you think this guy's got real ability, real potential, losing a bit of class. A lot of character.
What he does not want to do is get carried away. Already 13 runs in the over, he's got a 4 in his 6. I want to see his temperament, how he negotiates the next ball.
Pitched up, bit of swing, play and a miss. I think it's your favourite topic, isn't it? Temperament of batsmen.
Yeah, I was just anticipating that. You see, he didn't go into line. He's got into that mindset that he's going to go for each ball. You don't have to do that. Got across to the line, use the angle, go for a single. That would be good cricket. But these are little things that he's got to just fine-tune. And his coach is going to tell him that, I'm sure.
No ball. Well adjusted. Good work at backward point. Good energy for Ryan Burrell. That's 3 overs ball. 13 off it. It was a good one. 20.
জিততে হলে মারতে হবে 6 বল হাতে আসছে হাসিব কি জানি কি হয় হাসিবের নোয়া বল আকিব পাঠালো আসমানে তবে ফিল্ডার এখনো জমিনে কিন্তু কি ক্যাচের জন্য হাতটা ধরে ফিল্ডার আছে মুখ খুলে এবং হোয়াট এ ক্যাচ টেনিস বল সে পেলে মন লাইভ 824 ইয়াম্মি ফ্লেভারে আইকিন টেনিস বল কাপ খাবে না খেলবে
ক্লোজ আপ অ্যান্টি জার্ম মাউথওয়াশ ফর্মুলায় নিঃশ্বাসে আনে সুপার লং লাস্টিং ফ্রেশনেস যখনই এগিয়ে যাও কনফিডেন্সের সাথে ক্লোজ আপ অলওয়েজ রেডি
97 here in Mirpur, folks. 25 without loss. Nice start. We've got a change of bowling. Here's Rick Williams. He's been busy in the field, not necessarily in a positive way. He's got a ball in hand. High in the air. The call is mine. Oh! Oh, what a catch! Ryan Burrell from Zimbabwe, take a bow.
Extraordinary. And he's wondering how on earth did he take that catch? I was telling someone to keep quiet. Maybe they noticed something with his fielding. He says, I've come back. I've redeemed myself as a bowler. Look at this. Once again, you'd expect this from Sheffield, throwing his bat, standing his ground, hardly any foot movement, high in there. But look at this scintillating effort. It's coming over his head. Has caught it and is dived forward and hung on to it. The momentum of the body could have just taken the ball out of his hands. And he has to go. But
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of your ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God. Vice President Johnson, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, Reverend clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom, and to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves for whatever period is required, not because the communists may be doing it, not because we seek their votes, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republics south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good words into good deeds, in a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free governments in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope, in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge of support to prevent it from becoming merely a forum for invective, to strengthen its shield of the new and the weak, and to enlarge the area in which its writ may run. Finally, to those nations who would make themselves our adversary, we offer not a pledge, but a request that both sides begin anew the quest for peace. Before the dark powers of destruction, unleashed by science, engulf all humanity in planned or accidental self-destruction, we dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed. But neither can two great and powerful groups of nations take comfort from our present course, both sides overburdened by the cost of modern weapons, both rightly alarmed by the steady spread of the deadly atom, yet both racing to alter that uncertain balance of terror that stays the hand of mankind's final war. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depths, and encourage the arts and commerce. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burden and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor, not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration. nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service surround the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north and south, east and west, that can assure a more fruitful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
আকাশ মাত্র 399 টাকায় পাচ্ছেন 40টিরও বেশি এইচডি চ্যানেল সহ 115টিরও বেশি চ্যানেল। আকাশ ঝকঝকে টিভি দেখার নতুন দুনিয়া।
Wants to come back for two. Good call. It's been such a good surface. We'll feel a poor shot done by Tom Abel.
Yeah, the wrist spinner trying to bowl a little bit wider. He's trying to get close to it. Doesn't connect, gets the top edge. Well, you got to give credit to the bowler, forcing the batsman to play that forceful shot, and in his very first over.
just think whether that shot was a necessity or not. Could that be avoided? Especially because he started off with a wide. This is good. This is good captaincy. One would have thought that he would have been tempted to keeping a slip against Naim as well, but just the fact that he's timing the ball so well, this thought might have come a little negative. But to the new Bannon, this is good. Ahmadullah.
There's a bit of a grip also for the spinners, the wrist spinners, and I really think that the wrist spinners enjoy on surfaces which has got, or rather offers a little bit extra bounce. It works in their favor. That's the reason why I was feeling that perhaps this is probably the right way to go about to create similar kind of surfaces in the Bangladesh domestic competition. Wapish! Shouts of catch, just dropping short of the fielder, and it's gone through. I should have been stopped.
Yeah, the fielder will feel that he's let the bowler down there, Imrul Qais. He would know this. It's going to turn. But just in his defense, he might have thought, he must have been in two minds that dive forward to take that catch, stay back. In the bargain, he was in a no man's land. Eight coming off it. 65 for 2.
মনে হচ্ছে ম্যাডাম জামা কাপড়ের ব্যাপারে বেশ শৌখিন।
রোজই চকচকে নতুন কাপড় পরে আসে।
পারমিশনটা দিয়ে দিন, পুরো কাপড়ের দোকান এনে দেবো।
আপনার কাগজপত্র ঠিক থাকলে পারমিশনটা এমনিই পেয়ে যাবেন। আর এটা নতুন কাপড় নয়, আদর্শ আর কাপড়ে আমি কখনো দাগ লাগতে দেই না।
নতুনের মতো উজ্জ্বল, বারবার ধোয়ার পর নতুন রিন।
এই সময়ে কথাটা বেশিই হবে, তাই কথায় কথায় আরো বেশি এনজয় করতে বাংলা লিংক দিচ্ছে মাত্র 137 টাকায় 235 মিনিট।
অস্ট্রেলিয়া ও নিউজিল্যান্ড সহ বিশ্বের আধুনিক ফার্মে খাঁটি গরুর খাঁটি দুধ থেকে তৈরি হয় ফ্রেশ ফুল ক্রিম মিল্ক পাউডার। গরু খাঁটি তো দুধও খাঁটি।
ভিটামিন সি সমৃদ্ধ মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ত্বককে দেয় সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষা।
Just 3 extras in the 7 overs, and the captain brings himself on. Missed the 2 games early on.
Oh yaar, Riyad bhai.
Indication that he's fully fit. He's got the ball in his hand.
Good boy.
Yeah, really good to see him back in action. Pulled up his hamstring. Playing for Bangladesh and then had to take a break. He just needs one more wicket to go across 100 wickets in T20 career. And he's a crafty bowler, Anjum. He'll test the batsman, he'll mix it up with Clyde one in. And handy, more than a handy bowler and a terrific batsman. I like the way he captains the team also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he's a wonderful asset to this Bangladesh team. Just need to be careful of that. Wanting to play for the turn, deciding to just glance it down to the third man region.
Talk about the sliders and the quicker delivery, a lot more quicker. Probably the fact that he knew that there was no slip in place and he just wanted to glide it away, opening the face of the bat, but well bowled.
I don't see many shots like these.
No,
Nowadays, in cricket,
well done, boy.
gone are the old days of playing a late cut. It's more of a gliding shot, largely played to a seamer rather than to a spinner.
Taskin Ahmed's father and his son.
No, Rana. Good boy, well done.
The right arm fast bowler.
Big shot coming, boys, big shot coming.
I wish him all the very best because of the fact that he really
Very
wants to
good boy,
perform
very
well
good
and
boy,
get
Riyad
back into the national team. Cute. Really cute. Getting an early taste of cricket there.
Well, he's just wanting to taste that water at the moment. But yes. And these kind of days stick in your memory. He's too small at the moment, of course. But I think anything after 4 or 6, they just tend to hang on as you grow up. Those wonderful moments of seeing your stars in action in such close quarters. But this is how the power play has been.
Some lusty blows early on, especially from the bat of Naeem. And terrific catch. This is probably so far the catch of the tournament for me. And then Naeem Sheikh just opening his shoulders and showing what he can do with the bat here. Lovely right off the back foot. Back line. 57 for 1 in that power play. Good over. Just the 3 runs in that over. 68 for 2.
এই তোদের মনে আছে ছোটবেলায় বাড়ি করে সবাই একসঙ্গে থাকার স্বপ্ন দেখতাম?
স্বপ্ন
একসাথে জমি কিনে বাড়ি করার ঝামেলা জানিস? কে বলেছে? সম্পূর্ণ রেডি প্লট, চাইলে এখনই সবাই কিনতে পারি। কি বললি? চল চল তোদের দেখিয়ে নিয়ে আসি।
বিশ্বমানের নাগরিক সুবিধা সম্পন্ন বসুন্ধরা রেসিডেন্সিয়াল এরিয়ায় এখন আপনি চাইলেই পাচ্ছেন যৌথভাবে প্লট কেনার সুযোগ। তাই দেরি না করে আজই চলে আসুন পুরনো বন্ধুত্বের নতুন ঠিকানায়। প্লট রেডি, আপনি রেডি তো?
রবি 4.5G ভিডিও স্ট্রং নেটওয়ার্ক স্পেশালি আপনার জন্য। রবি
Bangabandhu Bangladesh Premier League 2019. That's it. Rip through. He didn't control it. 9, but he gets a boundary.
He's been connecting it nicely. 5 4s and 3 6s. Moves on to 48. Naeem Sheikh actually made 556 runs at an average of 46.33 in his first Dhaka Premier League season. He's put that away for a boundary. And in the last season, which is a one-day cricket, he managed to score 807 runs at an average of 53.80. Picked up 300s as well. Oh! I think it's a boundary, and I reckon it's going to be a 50. It's a good effort by Mukhtar Ali in the D, but I reckon that's a boundary. It is. 50 in just 26 deliveries. Well played, young man. Keep going.
Wonderful striking, wonderful composure from this youngster. It's one thing being talented, but it's the other of making an impression by playing your skill to the maximum when you're out there in the center. Right. Ensuring that his talent is dealt with, being noticed by the world.
Only the 9th over. He must remember that, targeting the leg side. He's been presenting with the deliveries where he could go in and just play off on the onside. Good use of the feet of the spinners. Looks a full package to me. Well bowled. Very well bowled. Well taken by the keeper. I think it's important for someone like Jahurul Islam, who's also represented Bangladesh in the test matches, international matches, T20 and ODIs. Have a quiet word with Naeem Sheikh, the youngster. He's only 20 years of age. Just let him know. All right, you've done well so far. Don't get out. Bat deeper, bat as long as possible. And if you can manage to do that, then surely you can get close to that magical 3-figure mark.
And I guess another important factor is that how you learn to pace your innings. You got an 81 against India, and yes, India does have a very, very good bowling lineup. You get to dominate players and bowlers like those. You want to use them as an experience and making it count. 9 overs gone, 78 for 2. Reassess the strategy, reassess the future. It's time for the Bashundhara LPG. Strategic timeout.
কোমল ও সুরভিত ত্বক বহুক্ষণ জুড়ে এখন প্রতিটি লাক্স 100 গ্রামের সাথে লাক্স ফরএভার মিনি সোপ ফ্রি। কি করিস? এই যে এটা দেখ কর।
রবি 4.5G ভিডিও স্ট্রং নেটওয়ার্ক স্পেশালি আপনার জন্য। রবি
শুষ্ক ত্বক বা ঠোঁট ফাটা সুবিধাবঞ্চিত মানুষদের জীবনকে করে তোলে ভয়াবহ। তাই বাংলাদেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ভ্যাসলিন ওদের ত্বকের সুস্থতার জন্য নিয়ে এলো ভ্যাসলিন হিলিং প্রজেক্ট। ভ্যাসলিন হাতে হাতে ছড়িয়ে পড়ুক ত্বক সুস্থ করার 100% বিশুদ্ধ শক্তি।
এ কি আবার চমকে গেলে? ফেয়ার অ্যান্ড লাভলি এখন সাবানেও নতুন ফেয়ার অ্যান্ড লাভলি গ্লোয়িং স্কিন সোপ। এটি অয়েল পলিউশন দূর করে আর তুমি রোজ গোসলে পাও দারুণ গ্লো। ফেয়ার অ্যান্ড লাভলি এখন সাবানেও। ভিটামিন সি সমৃদ্ধ মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ত্বককে দেয় সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষা। চলো তোমার বিকাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলি।
এখন কাগজপত্র ছবি
কিচ্ছু লাগবে না। বিকাশ অ্যাপ ডাউনলোড করো, রেজিস্ট্রেশন ট্যাপ করো, তোমার জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্রের 2 দিকের ছবি তুলো, তোমার ছবি তুলে ভেরিফাই করে নিল, অ্যাকাউন্ট খোলা হয়ে গেল।
মিনিটি লাইফ সিম্পল করার সব সার্ভিস নিয়ে নতুন বিকাশ অ্যাপ আজই ডাউনলোড করে অ্যাপ থেকে নিজের বিকাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলুন।
বান্টি সাবান? এখানে সাবান কিভাবে পাবো? ব্যবহার করার নতুন লাইফ বয় সুপার ফাস্ট পকেট হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ। জীবাণু দূর করে মাত্র 10 সেকেন্ডে, এখন মাত্র 5 টাকায়। ওনারা তো বিদেশে থাকে।
শাহাদাত, আমাকে খুঁজতে গিয়ে তুই হারিয়ে গেলি।
বাবুল, প্রতিদিনের এমন অবাক করা মুহূর্তগুলোর জন্যই সবখানে ফাস্টেস্ট 4G নিয়ে আছি আপনার সাথে গ্রামীণ ফোন।
ভাই তুমি চা বানাই দিলা?
এক কাপ চাই যদি বানায় খাওয়াইতে না পারি, কমিশনার হওয়ার পরে কি করবো?
ভাই তুমি যেরকম নাম্বার 1 তোমার চাও কিন্তু নাম্বার 1।
এমন নাম্বার 1 মানুষদের জন্যই নাম্বার 1 চা পাতা কলনেস মিল্ক আর চিনির দুর্দান্ত কম্বিনেশনে 1 কাপ নাম্বার 1 চা। নাম্বার 1 এর জয় সবসময়।
Coming, lad. Big shot coming, boys. Big shot coming, boys. Strategic timeout is done. Second over. Come, boys. For the skipper, Mahmudullah. Mentioned earlier about the surface, the pitches that we've seen have played the games today being day 4 of this Bangladesh Premier League. For me, I think we've seen best of the best of surfaces in all the 4 days. They've been so good, so consistent, and so green.
Yeah, I think the last word that you mentioned, the green tinge, that's life, brother. Spoke to Gamini Silve, the curator. Nicely played. They don't want to take that single. They shouldn't be, because it could have been very, very tight indeed. And if he can manage, or rather when the management decide, that's him, from Sri Lanka with the white hat. He's produced some beautiful pitches. There's no question about that. But what I'd like to see from him is what happens when they go into play, especially the 4-day affair, the first class affair, the National League, the domestic competition. And that's exactly what I'd like to see, not in just one venue, in a couple of venues, where that will encourage seamers first and foremost, and also test the skills of the batsman on this green surface. T20 is fine, because T20 you're not going to go in and attack with a couple of slips in place in the gully, but once it's a 4-day affair, for sure you'll have more fielders in the slips cordon, and then it gets difficult. And I think that's the right way to go about to nurture your youngster to get used to these conditions. So whenever you go and make the cut for the national team and go overseas. You come against these conditions and you're used to it. It helps you in that direction.
Absolutely, it's all about getting the right preparation for the day when it really matters. Playing top-class cricket, not only playing sides in the subcontinent, but going abroad and playing against nations which thrive on a very good seam bowling combination. Big single, all safe. 10 gone, 82 for 2.
সারাদিনের ব্যস্ততায় ত্বকের যত্ন নেওয়ার সময় কই, ফলাফল শুষ্ক ত্বক। এজন্য আমার চাই ভ্যাসলিন ডিপ রিস্টোর। এতে আছে ভ্যাসলিন জেলি, যা প্রচন্ড শীতেও ত্বকে দেয় 6 গুণ দীর্ঘস্থায়ী ময়শ্চারাইজেশন আর দেয় সুস্থ ও সতেজ ত্বক সারাদিন। আমার কাজ তো শেষ, কিন্তু ভ্যাসলিনের কাজ চলছে।
রবি 4.5G ভিডিও স্ট্রং নেটওয়ার্ক স্পেশালি আপনার জন্য। রবি
কোমল ও সুরভিত ত্বক বহুক্ষণ জুড়ে। এখন প্রতিটি লাক্স 100 গ্রামের সাথে লাক্স ফরএভার মিনি সোপ ফ্রি।
2 runs per over after 10, in stark contrast to the first match when they were bundled out for 68. So this is the important improvement that they've been looking for in their second game, and they've got it thanks to a very, very good performance by Naeem Sheikh, Mohammad Naeem Sheikh. 31 balls he's pitched for 55 runs. This has been a revelation. He has shown a lot of prospects, and today he has delivered. And look at his wagon wheel. Leg side, lots and lots of runs on that side. 2 big sixes back with a square and 1 over car corner. He favors the onside, understandably. Keswick Williams is going to come in for his second over. Moves away. Bowler tries to follow him. The process, little cramp for space, but still manages to get a bit of bat on the ball and gets himself another single. Well played.
Well, he showed so far. Fans enjoying themselves as always. Selfie corner, that's called, that's done.
Sometimes they're more interested in taking selfies rather than watching what's going on in the middle. He's taking shots of our cameraman, actually. Well, a few adjustments in the field for Zahurul. Left-right combination. Keswick Williams happy now with the field placement. Pitches it up, just a swivel of the wrist. And he's thinking of a second round. Back and try to keep him at the crease with back of length deliveries. But too short, is going to take advantage of that. Short again. Didn't quite latch onto it as much as you'd have liked it. In the process, went a little wider to the fielder, and they take 2 easy runs.
We saw on his wagger wheel, Naeem Sheikh, he likes square on the leg side, likes leg side in particular. So I would have preferred the seamers to pitch the ball a little bit fuller, try and drag him forward, entice a drive, just for the first 2 or 3 overs. Had a slip in place for the back of length. He's hanging back, looking for that square of the wicket stroke.
But again, playing to the strengths of the batsman. You don't want to do that as a bowler. I agree with you. Another 2 comfortable runs. It's just the angle. Just even as a right-handed pace bowler, just take it away. Natural angle, take it away from the left-hander. Go for the slips area, though you don't have a slip in. This is the 16 not out so far. 35 balls. 3 sixes. To the Burley steadiest of builds. He really packs a punch, doesn't he? The timer of the ball. That's why he gets those big shots in. Pretty comfortable now. That's what we're asking Keswick to do. It did it, and thus the reason he couldn't get that on ball. 11 done, 88 for 2.
নতুন ক্লিয়ার ট্রিপল অ্যান্টি ড্যান্ড্রাফ টেকনোলজি ও ভিটামিন বি3 সমৃদ্ধ, যা স্কাল্পের গভীরে গিয়ে শুধু ড্যান্ড্রাফই দূর করে না, ফিরে আসাকেও বন্ধ করে। তাই ড্যান্ড্রাফ ফ্রি চুলে আমি সবসময় থাকি কনফিডেন্ট। আই হ্যাভ নাথিং টু হাইড। নতুন ক্লিয়ার।
ঝগড়াটাও শান্তি মতো হইতো না। ভিডিও কলে একবার কথা আটকাইতো, আরেকবার ছবি। তাই পাল্টায় রবিতে আসছে।
ধন্যবাদ নার্গিস আপাকে আমাদের স্ট্রং 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে আস্থা রাখার জন্য। রবি
ভিটামিন সি সমৃদ্ধ মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ত্বককে দেয় সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষা। কি করছিলাম কালি
Down the wicket, gives him the choice. Now there's a fielder coming around. Is he going to get to it? He is. He's taken the catch. Unnecessary so early by Zahrul to try and hit Mahmudullah Riyad over the top. Didn't quite get all of it. Had a lot of elevation, not the distance required to take it over the line, and in the process, it perishes. Good catch by Nasser Hussain to send back Zahrul.
On the charge, Mukhtar Ali in the deep, gets it right at the toe of the bat. He knows he's in trouble. Mukhtar Ali charges in, gets himself set. That's a really, really good catch. Up in the air a very long time, but Jahrul Islam's got to go. 6 from 13 balls, 88 for 3.
প্রতিদিন এভারেজ 15 মিনিট কথা আর এই ফ্রেন্ডলি ইন্টারনেট আর 5টা এসএমএস, তাহলে উইকে
155 টাকা 36 পয়সা, 65% সেভিংস। মাইজিপি অ্যাপের ফ্লেক্সি প্ল্যান। এবার যাই। গ্রামীণ ফোনের সবকিছু সহজে ডাউনলোড মাইজিপি অ্যাপ।
জিততে হলে মারতে হবে 6 বল হাতে আসছে হাসিব, কি জানি কি হয়। হাসিবের মোয়া বল আকিব পাঠালো আসমানে, তবে ফিল্ডার এখনো জমিনে। কিন্তু একই ক্যাচের জন্য হাত না তুলে ফিল্ডার আছে মুখ খুলে, এবং হোয়াট এ ক্যাচ!
টেনিস বল শেপে লেমন লাইম আর টুটি ফুটি ইয়াম্মি ফ্লেভারে হাই কিং টেনিস বল গাম খাবে না খেলবে।
As the batsman changing over, and that catch was being taken by Mukhtar Ali, not Nasir as I initially thought. Is the catch we're talking about. Trying to go big guns, shimmy down the wicket, got underneath that one, but hit it much too high. Take it to any kind of distance, and that's very well judged. Just to hit to cover a bit of ground, kept his eyes on the ball, balanced himself, and ensured that it didn't pop out. Came short again, allowing Naeem Sheikh to just go for his favorite area. Gets a single on this occasion.
Naeem Sheikh behind up a century. He's joined by Mohammed Nabi, 34 years young. Wonderful strike rate, 142 with a best of 89. They call him a finisher now. Big Bash campaign last year for the Melbourne Renegades and played very well for Kent in the T20 Blast last season.
Another simple way to get off the mark. Mohammed Nabi will be telling himself now, my task is to stay there and give young Naeem the support. Mahmudullah Riyad with that wicket in this over has gone to 100 T20 wickets. Wow, brilliant work. Well done to him. Just glad to see him back in the arena playing. This hammy problem at the end of the India tour, but he's recovered thankfully. Give the ball some air and content to just guide the balls to different areas and milk the runs.
Mahmudullah Riyad used to bowl a lot at international level. Doesn't bowl as much anymore as he used to, but very handy, very canny off spinner. Changes his pace, he's got a lovely arm ball. The emergence of his batting almost curtailed his bowling somewhat at the international level.
Nicely done by Mohammad Nabi. Yes, sir. Mohammad Riyad, internationally maybe not bowling as much, but you go back to last BPL, he bowled some wonderful last overs, which at one point in time his teams were looking to be on the losing side and completely turned the game around with this golden arm. And even now, he seems to go back into the groove, looking comfortable.
Get into the game, guys.
So we'll be happy that coming into the end of his third over and it's just 1 for 11. Very parsimonious. Smashed away. Not his strongest area, but he still gets a single to finish over number 12. Rangers 93 for 3.
সারাদিনের ব্যস্ততায় ত্বকের যত্ন নেওয়ার সময় কই, ফলাফল শুষ্ক ত্বক। এজন্য আমার চাই ভ্যাসলিন ডি ব্রিস্টোর। এতে আছে ভ্যাসলিন জেলি, যা প্রচন্ড শীতেও ত্বকে দেয় 6 গুণ দীর্ঘস্থায়ী ময়শ্চারাইজেশন আর দেয় সুস্থ ও সতেজ ত্বক সারাদিন। আমার কাজ তো শেষ, কিন্তু ভ্যাসলিনের কাজ চলছে।
লাইফে চাই আনলিমিটেড এনার্জি, তাই আছে গিয়ার। অলওয়েজ থাকো টপ গিয়ারে।
93 for 3. Nabi onto the captain. Our name Sheikh, brilliant knock so far. 6 to 3. He deserves the century. This young man, the wicket is conducive, and he's been comfortable right the way through his innings. Going at 7.75. 39 balls he's faced for his 6 to 3 not out at a strike rate of 161.5. Look at the field. All the protection now in the deep. Okay, just feel that that's one area, the offside, that he needs to just try and improve over the years.
Well, if you get a chance to have a look at his setup, he stays very leg side, and that front leg, his right leg, tends to clear itself, which lends itself to strong leg side play, but not necessarily hitting through the offside, because he ends up reaching for the ball a lot of time through the offside. So just an area to work on. Everyone's got strengths and weaknesses, but as matches are played on TV and analysts and coaches are watching them, you just look for any little weakness that he may have.
The captain content to give most of the strike to Naeem Sheikh. Just going back to Naeem Sheikh's style of batting. See, the bowler Rana will be watching his initial movements, the trigger movements, as you mentioned, going down to the onside, trying to make room for him. So instead of trying to follow him, try and bowl it away. Just pitch it up a little bit outside the line of the off stump and make that natural angle take it away from him. It might tempt him to go across and have a little bit of a go on the offside, trying to get him to drive. Maybe the one way of getting him out. Still, it's within the line and is headed into the deep. Another single. What a simple way of batting he's got at the moment.
Yeah, you need to pitch the ball full and outside off stump to him early, especially. If you do it when the bloke's sitting on 30, 40, 50, 65 not out, it's irrelevant because their eye is in, there's no catchers, the field is spread. Got to pitch the ball up early, especially with the new ball. Like Rubel was saying, Rana, they get a bit of shape, pitch it up. If you get driven and hit over the top, so be it. You should give yourself a chance. Rather start full and then revert to maybe back of length or short afterwards.
Chops that away, and it's past the fielder. Well, could have done better. Annoying look from the bowler. How close was it to the fielder? Hit pretty hard.
Well, it brings 100 up. It's a nice shot from Mohammad Nabi. I think the fielder could have done a lot better. Should have done a lot better. That's poor. It's lazy at backward point.
Got to throw your body on the line in T20 cricket. Not good enough support for the fast bowler.
It's been like that in the outfield today, hasn't it? For the fielding side, they really want to pull up their socks. Show some agility in the field. Don't want to demoralize the bowlers. That's a good ball. An appeal, no response from the umpire. Was there a touch on?
কে জানি খেলা দেখতাছি ফিটাফিটি নাম দেখিনি কুমিল্লা ভিক্টোরিয়া
With the bat before it went on to the pads.
Might have been a bit high.
Rajshahi King.
We're just looking to turn it leg side. Little cutter. Yeah, I think it's probably a bit high. Maybe 2 pad was the sound we heard. Saying that, my record's not great this week, so it's probably hitting.
We'll soon find out. Tucks it away. He's just not trying to hit the balls too hard, just using the angles nicely. 13 over. Was done 101 for 3.
চলো তোমার বিকাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলি
এখন কাগজপত্র ছবি
কিচ্ছু লাগবে না বিকাশ অ্যাপ ডাউনলোড করো রেজিস্ট্রেশন ট্যাপ করো তোমার জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্রের 2 দিন ছবি তুলো তোমার ছবি তুলে ভেরিফাই করে নিল অ্যাকাউন্ট খোলা হয়ে গেল
মিনিটি লাইফ সিম্পল করার সব সার্ভিস নিয়ে নতুন বিকাশ অ্যাপ আজই ডাউনলোড করে অ্যাপ থেকে নিজের বিকাশ অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলুন